chicken drumsticks like from the oven. When you try them, you won't believe they were fried in a pan. A delicious idea for dinner that will surely appeal to everyone. Pour some olive oil onto the bottom of the pan. Take chicken drumsticks, arrange them in a circle. About 10 pieces should be enough. Place them next to each other. Drizzle the meat with honey. First, pour a little in the middle, then drizzle over the legs. Turn on the stove and start frying the meat. Sear until lightly browned. Flip the chicken pieces to the other side and continue frying. When the meat is well browned, add finely chopped 3 cloves of garlic. Sprinkle about half a teaspoon of salt. Approximately the same amount of pepper and a teaspoon of sweet paprika. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Pour about 150 milliliters of water and continue frying. Check the meat from time to time and turn it. Let us know which city you are watching us from. Leave a message in the comments. When the meat is tender, sprinkle it with chopped parsley. And it's ready to serve. Everyone who tries it is convinced that it's oven-baked chicken. It's delicious, juicy. The meat falls off the bone, and it tastes excellent. Take 1 onion and a jar lid. A friend from China taught me this trick. What you can do with them is amazing. You will definitely try this idea right away. Take large, beautiful onions, peel them if necessary, and cut off the stem ends. Clean them from the roots, but don't cut too much from that side. Place the prepared onion on the jar lid. Cut it in half. The lid will prevent you from cutting it all the way through. Now, cut it crosswise. Then, continue cutting it horizontally as shown in the video. This way, you will cut it into many pieces. It will look a bit like a flower. Cut the remaining onions the same way. Do everything exactly like with the first onion. Take a large bowl, pour water into it. Soak the cut onions in it. Leave them in the water for an hour and then dry them. In the bowl, beat 2 eggs. Mix them into a uniform mass. Add 100 milliliters of milk and mix again. In a separate container, prepare flour. Add salt, pepper, and sweet paprika. Mix them thoroughly with the flour. Now, take the first onion. It should be relatively dry by now. Dip it in the egg, be thorough. Then dust the onion in the second bowl with flour. Again, do it thoroughly so that the flour covers the entire onion. Heat oil in a pot. Put the onion in it. Fry it until golden brown. Turn it over to ensure it fries well on the other side too. Place it on a plate. Serve with sour cream and tomato sauce. Just peel off individual onion feathers and savor their extraordinary flavor. This prepared onion makes an amazing snack or a standalone dish. Since my friend showed me this recipe, I make such onions regularly. It's delicious. Recipe for lazy cabbage rolls from the pan. No rolling required. Their preparation will take only 30 minutes. Melt clarified butter in the pan. Then sauté finely chopped onions in it. When they turn golden, add white cabbage cut into pieces. Pour in 100 milliliters of broth. Cover with a lid and simmer for 20 minutes. In a large bowl, prepare 500 grams of minced meat. Add 200 grams of cooked rice and sautéed cabbage with onions to it. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Mix everything thoroughly. Shape small patties in your hands. Press them well with your hands. Melt clarified butter in the pan. Then, fry the meat on each side. When it browns, add 400 milliliters of tomato passata. Add 300 milliliters of broth to the sauce. Season with a tablespoon of oregano, salt and pepper. Cover and simmer for 20 minutes. These prepared cabbage rolls taste divine. They don't require the tedious process of rolling in cabbage. They are a great idea for lunch. My family loves them. Delicious dinner with white cabbage. You won't want to eat regular meatballs anymore. Take 1 medium-sized cabbage. Cut it into 3-centimeter pieces from the top. Place each piece gently on a baking sheet. Season the cabbage with salt and pepper. Transfer the ground meat to a large bowl. Add 1 finely chopped onion. Crush 3 cloves of garlic and add them to the meat. Add a tablespoon of red pepper, a tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of salt. Then sprinkle a tablespoon of nutmeg and Provençal herbs. Put on a rubber glove and mix everything thoroughly to evenly distribute the spices. Remove the glove and grease your hand with oil. Take a piece of meat and shape it into a round cutlet. It should be the diameter of 1 cabbage leaf. Then, place it on the cabbage. Repeat the process. Add 50 grams of chopped chives to the bowl. Add 30 grams of dill. Then, transfer 200 grams of natural yogurt to the bowl and 20 grams of tomato concentrate. Mix everything thoroughly until you get a uniform consistency. Spread the mixture over the cutlets with a spoon. Cover the meat completely. Place the prepared dish in an oven preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. Bake for 45 minutes. Meanwhile, make the sauce. Add 20 milliliters of milk to the natural yogurt. Add a clove of garlic and your favorite spices. Mix everything. Pour the dish with the sauce. This cabbage meatball tastes excellent. It is healthy and satisfying. My family loves it. This is the best pork chop recipe I have ever tried. It's aromatic and juicy. Cut the meat into pieces, but don't cut all the way through, creating a harmonica-like shape. Transfer it to a baking dish. In a bowl, add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and herbes de Provence. Mix thoroughly and sprinkle this spice mixture over the meat, making sure to cover every centimeter of the pork chop. Peel 2 onions and cut them in half, then slice them into strips. Take a piece of bacon and slice it into pieces of similar thickness. Layer each piece of pork chop with onion strips, placing 2 pieces in each cut. Add the bacon as well, pressing them deep into the cuts to prevent them from fouling out during baking. Prepare 200 grams of vegetable oil. Add a teaspoon of salt, marjoram, and sweet paprika. Mix everything thoroughly. Apply this marinade using a silicone brush, spreading it evenly over the entire pork chop. The final step is sauerkraut. It's very healthy and prepared this way. It's delicious. Place it around the roast in the baking dish, filling any empty spaces. Bake for 50 minutes in an oven, preheated to 392 degrees Fahrenheit. After this time, your meal for the whole family will be ready for an hour. The sauerkraut will be well seasoned. Pork chops are often dry, but this recipe ensures they are always flavorful and juicy. It's a perfect idea for a family dinner or a larger gathering. The meat literally melts in your mouth,